Yeah, you get the good vascularity, and then I even did.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Wednesday evening. Right now, I've got our 2025 Upper Deck AEW 4-box number 1 random packs. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged, and we will go ahead and get started.
Like Stevie Richards' old 20-something minute DDPY take, which is great because I think Stevie Richards now goes online and talks about how none of us know how to wrestle anymore. But the whole time I was looking at him like, oh, that's the guy. But he's also my instructor in this moment, you know. Yeah, shout out to DDP. It's a good egg.
Big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode and for always supporting.
Getting everybody tagged here.
Anywhere without NordVPN. I mean, you've got a lock on your door. You should protect yourself when you're online too. Public Wi-Fi is notorious for being a spot where hackers like to hang out to try to steal your data. NordVPN protects you on there, and I love how easy.
All right, we got all those tags in there. We'll go ahead and give everybody a couple of seconds to hop on in here and see that. While we're doing that, we'll crack this fresh case on release day. Get our 4 boxes out of here.
You can also use it to get pay-per-views for a fraction of the cost. So head to NordVPN.com/CBV to get yourself protected and to save yourself some money. Look at this deal they have going on right now. Less than $3 a month will get you started and you get 4 extra months for free at NordVPN.com/CBV. NordVPN.com/CBV. Since you're creating all these 4 moments.
Yeah.
For these young fans, did you have that moment? Growing up around this, did you have that one moment?
We're looking for 1 auto, memorabilia, or tech card per box in these.
2 different. Yeah, there's like 3 actually that really stand out. One was really simple, Macho Man at Thunder WCW.
Going to be a lot of fun.
Young anymore. I think it was 12, whatever it may be. But
All right, let's go ahead and hop over to our browser and get the pack order determined here. Then we'll go ahead and hop on in. Got the pack order here. Every spot gets 4 packs. Got 12 entries. Gonna roll the dice. Anything less than 4, we roll again. Got a 4 exactly, so we're good there.
Put a lot of pressure on me in those moments. And he just said something.
2,
I think he was like,
3, and 4. Coda on top. Coda on the bottom. Getting the first 4 and last 4 packs. Let me go ahead and throw this onto your screens. Get the verification codes posted in our chats real quick, and then we'll go ahead and start ripping.
Prior to that, my guys at WCW were Muda, who signed one of the boards, you know, they have in Japan for the autographs. He signed one of those, and he still had the hood on over his paint.
All right, there we go. First one up going to be Coda, then Jason, then David for the first box.
Coolest thing ever. And then the big one was Sting. I mean, I'm sure he probably remembers this. I'd just be around the corner at the locker rooms and any interaction I could get with Sting. He was a franchise guy. My dad had a good relationship.
Looking forward to this. Have not opened much AEW. Even as a big wrestling fan, I just have not seen as much of the product. Opened some fun packs the other day, though. Really enjoy the stuff I do. Hoping for we could pull someone in Adam Copeland auto, man. Edge, one of my all-time favorites. All right, there we go. Got our first packs here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on top for Coda. Here you go, Coda. Good luck.
Yes, it takes longer, and we have to break the ring down 45 minutes.
We've got a Neon Monikers Platinum there of Nick Castle.
It's almost this thing that I took from the independent scene. In a sense, yeah, just everywhere I go, like stay till the very end. And if you kick me out, no problem. If there's a curfew, no problem. Like that's fine. Drag me out. But I don't think of it that way. You know, like I love that. I hope it is informative. I hope that you have something that they remember. And selfishly, probably, I'm hoping that I'm their guy. But
got the foundational look, Julia Hart, and a nice playing card, Mike Bennett, on the AEW Double or Nothing. Really cool card there.
And I thought it didn't shake me at all. It didn't hurt. I thought, no, it seems political. And maybe it looks political, but it's not. I just like this. You don't know how long you're going to have. You don't know how many spins around the earth.
Crack open some more sleeves and top loaders here.
Kind of the North Star of the wrestling business, so I really enjoy it. started collecting fighters. Yeah, I got this one right here. Wow. Who is this guy? That's a Cody Rhodes rookie card. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. 2008. All I should say on it is Cody Rhodes is Dusty Rhodes' son. That's literally like the first thing it says.
Nice. Steven Smith there on the ref. Pyro.
Though he struggled early in WWE, he was soon able to pick up his game.
And a Mariah May on the upper deck canvas, as well as a UD portraits of Evil Uno there. Interesting that these still have Pento and Ray in them as well. Recent transfers to WWE.
I have good feelings about this card because these yellow trunks in this period of time is actually when I started that. Yeah, so when I wrestled Davari, and Davari, who's a producer at WWE now,
Got the John Moxley on the pyro there, and an upper deck of Orange Cassidy.
Really wanted to help. This is a Shark Tank infested industry. A lot of people say that.
All right, Coda, that's going to do it for your first 4 packs. Got that nice Mike Bennett trading card there.
Take care of the person maybe you're wrestling.
Yes, sir. 1 week from today. It's going to be crazy. They just released the official match shirt for John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Looks really sick. All right, Jason, your 4 packs coming up next. Also, guys, if you were not aware, we do have a discount code out right now. Good until 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So just about an hour and a half left on that one. Highly recommend checking that out if you're looking at something else on the website. Got your 4 packs here, Jason. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good luck. Yes, sir, it is. That's crazy. It's technically less than a week till we land. Got an Adam Copeland there. Total Access, Christian Cage, and a nice Darby Allin on the double or nothing. Just was seeing an article that Darby Allin is training to climb Mount Everest. I always have massive respect for anybody who could do that, because that would terrify me. Still looking for our memorabilia, auto, or tech card.
You know, I always use this as an example. Somebody hits a brother in the back with a steel chair.
Got a nice Chris Jericho on the canvas and Matt Tavern on the portrait.
There's a suspension of disbelief for wrestling, and it needs to be the same level as for, you know, the big artsy mediums have. And that just Howard's glass was super helpful. I kept thinking, oh, this would be helpful for my wrestling.
Really like the look of these AEW cards. I do not watch AEW very frequently, if I'm being honest. I'm more of a WWE guy, but nothing wrong with AEW. Really enjoy some of the stuff they do as well. We got a nice numbered parallel here. This one's going to be 180 out of 199. Nick Wayne, Christian Cage, and Kill Switch on the trios. Nice one there for you, Jason.
A lot of people say they want that, and then realize when you strike a raw nerve, like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that.
We got a backstage chatter, Wheeler Yuta.
But he was very helpful as my acting coach, and I'd say even as a wrestling mentor, and he may not know that or ever heard that. But
last pack here for you, Jason, from your first spot.
Yeah, so you weren't all in. Yeah, so there's like, who was it? Was it Chicken's book or my dad's?
Foundational look, Willow there, and a Thunder Rosa on the playing card.
Yeah,
the All or Nothing.
There was some, no, I think it was a media interview he did. He said something like that I didn't want to be a wrestler. And he's probably not wrong at the time.
Love the back of these as well. Really cool design there. Always love when Upper Deck does stuff like that. All right, Jason, for your top loaders, you've got Thunder Rosa on the All or Nothing. You've got the out of 199 trios featuring Christian Cage. And you've got the Darby Allin on the All or Double or Nothing.
That was truthfully how my high school was. I was obsessed with folk style wrestling. Obsessed with.
All right, last 4 packs of box number 1. Going over to David.
Gold medal camps that I had to travel all over the country to go to because they didn't have them really in Georgia. I was obsessed with it, and I had that really unbelievable
Here you go, David. Good luck. Still looking for our auto memorabilia or tech card. Man, sometimes I forget the legends that are in AEW. Jeff Jarrett. We've got a nice outburst there. And Kunsei Tashida. Green Dazzlers there. Mercedes Monet.
That I gave to John Laurinaitis and I gave to Dean Malenko, who met me at the Marriott. And I could tell they were gonna hire me anyways, out of respect for Gus. But this was a little piece of like, oh, he's prepared, he's on it, and that, yeah, Howard wrote that for me. It was really nice.
I don't think people give you enough credit for how big you were at Stardust. And
Oh man,
there was this one interview that I always go back to. And
A nice Matt Menard there. And a Chris Jericho on the neon monikers, as well as a Samoa Joe. Double or Nothing. Couple really nice wrestlers there. Just listening to Chris Van Vliet's recent interview with Samoa Joe. Really good one if you haven't checked it out. Highly recommend it. Kind of talks about never having interest on going back to WWE. He's very happy in AEW.
I would love to see you with a full beard. I've really pushed Stardust out of my mind. So a lot of people, they'll show me a picture when they met me as Stardust, if I was Stardust. Never let me voice it right if I was. But,
Got a nice Upper Deck canvas Christian Cage, Willow Nightingale portrait there.
You know what I'm saying?
you make it room for everything else.
So this is a joke I have with my friends, the good. So like, if you're not really active in my life, I gotta move you out to make room for the new memories. Like, because I'll act like there's certain people who I've wrestled that will say something, I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize we never wrestled. Just I don't want them to.
I don't know.
I don't want them to flatter themselves. They're just in my mind all the time.
Okay, I had to make sure I tagged everybody. I was like, I remember tagging everybody, but always like to double check just in case. And you've got the relic here, David. Going to be a red velvet relic there on the red memorabilia. Guess you could call that a color match.
Why aren't you? You came here as Cody Rhodes. Why aren't you Cody Rhodes? I wouldn't have had Nancy. You know, at the time, because it was kind of sadness. I remember getting on.
I don't believe so. I believe we just got the memorabilia instead.
And the full deal, bodysuit, knee pads.
And that one's coming your way. Red velvet. Got a Here From the Start Kenny Omega. Another one of the biggest AEW stars.
You were fully committed. Actually, there's another interview that I forgot. WrestleMania 27 Access in Atlanta. I did a very brief interview with you. And you
All right. David, for your first 4 packs, you got the red velvet, red memorabilia. Samoa Joe on the Double or Nothing, and the Darius Martin on the green parallel Dazzlers. I've honestly never watched a full AEW show. I've watched lots of clips and interviews and stuff, but I've never seen a full show. All right, the first 4 packs of box number 2 going to be coming over to David as well. Then the rest of the box will be going to Adam Page.
I think once I left it the first time and went out and did my own thing, I think I kind of ceased to be a character. I just accepted the fact that present yourself.
Empty box number 2 there.
That's where suits and stuff came from. Present yourself.
1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go, David. Your first 4 packs, or your first packs of this box. It's something that I've kind of lived. Got a Powerhouse Hobbs here, and a hook on the Upper Deck canvas, as well as Haley Cameron on the UD portraits. As shocking as it is to say, sometimes I wish there was a little bit more of a character that I could hide into. Because it feels like, again, like we don't even have to. You have questions. You don't have to have questions. You know. So scary thing that the world. Got Penta on the back there. In my own documentary. Part of that's a little intimidating. The world has the Lucha Brothers. Got a hologram on the canvas. Really nice. Big Bill there on the Total Access. Wrestlers I grew up loving. Big, bombastic, loud talkers. That is a very fun picture there. With me, the individual that I hope we get at least one auto out of these 4 boxes. There's some really, really big stars who have autos in here. We got a Juice Robinson here on the Upper Deck Portraits, and a Deonna Purrazzo there on the Double or Nothing trading card, or playing card rather.
She's really good about wanting to protect me, and we've been ever since, in the last 2 years, the wrestling business, and knock on wood, hopefully it stays this way. Wrestling business has been on and up, and it went from like you meet wrestling fans out in the valley and feel good to now it's aggressive and it's just great. It's a great thing to have.
Got a nice Soraya here.
So big, so she's really good on kind of keeping me
on the clear cut. There you go.
Family time. But the
nice one there for you, David.
Purple piece of hair. You know what I'm saying? Like she stands out like a sore thumb. So she's just a dead giveaway, anyways. But to me, it's the greatest complaint you can ever have.
Then we've got the Brody King on the backstage chatter. Swerve Strickland on the Dazzlers. And that is going to do it for your 4 packs. Quick little recap here for you. You got the Soraya on the clear cut there, and the Deonna Purrazzo on the Double or Nothing.
Everything wrapped around that.
All right, the rest of this box going over to Adam Page.
To Triple H and Nick Khan and Bruce Pritchard. They just.
Here you go, Adam. Here is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 pack.
Yeah, I want to get my buddy on the show.
Still looking for our tech card, auto, or memorabilia, so we should be seeing that for you, Adam.
They understood what I was just telling you earlier, that this has been lived out loud in front of them.
A nice foundational outlook there. And a Juice Robinson on the playing card.
So it was very nice that they wanted that to happen. It was even more special. I was touched how great the wrestling fans were to her. Because I think if you're around the business long enough, you get, you look at your social stuff, you look at things that are back, you have peaks, you have valleys. I don't think she remembered how cool they can be.
A nice Darby Allin on the Outburst, and the neon monikers, Hangman Adam Page.
To me, it would be my favorite entrance ever. It's very simple. There was the Prelude, Brian Fathom, Mario at WWE, helped get all that together. There was this Prelude music that they let me pick, and then to Rise Up, and Jason Baker. Did all
Had to make sure, Adam, I didn't read your name on that. I was like, I think he's Hangman Adam Page.
He did a mind-blowing job.
Got a nice Pac Upper Deck canvas there. Sky blue on the UD Portraits. And more sky blue behind that. Today's Upper Deck Day. I just did an Upper Deck hockey break, and now we're in some Upper Deck AEW.
Did you think, as you were thinking it through, maybe writing it down, you think, oh my gosh, this might be difficult.
Trigger point.
Got a Queen Amanita there. Hangman Adam Page again. And Billy Gunn on the Dazzlers.
I unfortunately have gotten emotional on a lot of promos. And I am well aware it is not everyone's cup of tea. But again, it goes along with 100% what I was saying to you. Like, I've lived this out loud. I've been false if I wasn't actually emotional. What will happen is I'll put something together in my mind. Oh, I'd love to say this. I'd love to put this.
Got a nice freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy neon monikers. And we've got a trios. Samoa Joe, Katsuri, Shibata, and Hook. 96 out of 100. Nice one there for you, Adam.
That's when you know, ooh, that could be a problem. And I've never had anyone try to produce me for that, which I'm glad, because the emotions you'll get from me, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, sobby, whatever they may be, they have to be real. Like, what if you could cry here, or maybe some fake? Again, it goes against everything Howard presented.
Got another Adam Cole there on the Upper Deck Portraits, and a Bryan Danielson on the playing card.
I hate the lip biting and the fighting the emotions, but that's what it is. It's real.
Former star of the Yes Movement.
Do you think The Rock crossed the line with any of the promos he come into?
Depends on what line.
All right, 2 more packs. Still looking for our tech card, auto, or memorabilia.
whatever you want. The show is not going off the air, and no one's getting fired if you do something that's a little.
Got a nice first UD of Queen Amanita there.
Free reign to develop and enter into the final boss. What he is.
You turn the Rock heel.
Well, what happened with the Rock at WrestleMania 40 is the first time.
We got Big Bill on the playing card there.
The first time I ever believed in my own hype. The first time I ever thought, ooh, maybe someone from this generation did get it. You know, like, because to me, I tell my students, I tell people all the time, nobody today is over. Because you hear over all the time. To me, over is you can't step a foot out of your house without cameras, without a moment. I just have a loftier opinion of over. John Cena is over. This is the first time I thought, ooh, maybe.
And we've got another one here numbered. Going to be a 69 out of 199, Kyle Fletcher.
He made my sister Teal non-canon. Because he mentioned that I had 2 other siblings, and that being Dustin and Kristen, who are from my dad's first marriage.
On the Dynamite,
You know,
got a total access here. Switchblade, Jay White, Austin, Gunn on the Dazzlers.
Teal is like the closest I have. This is my original best friend, you know. So that was a little. I felt bad. I felt bad for her. I feel Mama Rhodes.
All right, Adam, for your 8 packs, you've got the Kyle Fletcher out of 199. Got the Big Bill on the playing card. The Queen Amanita there on the first UD. Brian Danielson. Got the trios out of 100. And the Juice Robinson there on the double or nothing. There you go.
That will live forever.
He's holding it as
Mama
Undertaker
Rhodes.
is choke
Yeah.
slamming him.
So they're I was looking at it.
All right, the first pack of the next box will go over to Sean.
My blood. My actual blood is on that belt, which is a strange thing to keep, like as like a token of whatever happened. But yeah, he made Mama Rhodes a part of the show.
And then David and then Brendan will finish off that box. Then we go Sean, David, Coda.
I didn't really think I wanted my mom involved, and I didn't consider a line to cross from a wrestling family, but I'd always assumed she wanted nothing to do with it. So, like AEW, for example, Arn Anderson was with. Here's someone who's linked to Dusty, but not Dusty because we can't have him. I realized after WrestleMania 40, nobody could have done the spot.
Empty box there.
Butter. Like, yeah, she did that.
1, 2,
Wanting to be part of it.
3, and 4. There is your 4 packs. Sean, good luck.
You gotta fill in, and man, she didn't let it fill in. She had a whole top for herself in Scotland and stuff. So I don't think Rock crossed any lines, and I feel
Got a Mercedes Monet on the backstage chatter there. And a Kushida Okada on the playing card.
and I've never felt. Actually, I feel like a lot of people liked the interview and got a nice round of applause when I came back to the curtain, but it felt so off-brand for me. We have so many young kids that I felt like this one guy is the guy that I'm going to go to these things for, and maybe that's what makes this all click. This genuine animosity and like smile at each other. But
Got a nice canvas there. Then we've got Lance Archer on the neon monikers and a Ricky Starks on the Dazzler, now Ricky Saints.
Will we get payoff for what the gift is?
You want to know what it was? What's your guess?
I don't even know. I don't know. It's something small.
All right, 2 more packs here for you, Sean, out of your spot here. Got a nice Upper Deck Portraits, Timeless Tony Storm, Malachi Black on the double or nothing there.
No, I mean, I feel like maybe it's his story to tell, but here's what I'll. Yeah, it is his story to tell, and he's one of your boys. So yeah, you've done red carpet interviews with.
I've done a lot of interviews with him.
Yeah, I'd say. He's one
All right, last pack for you here, Sean, from your first spot.
I would have liked that, but him and I ended up not liking each other. It's very important that whenever
Nice Brian Keith there.
People have a lot of questions.
Total Access Mercedes Monet.
He is my boss, which is not on the ground as much, so you don't don't remember.
All right, for our playing cards, we got Malachi Black and Kushida Okada there for you.
Biggest name that ever came from pro wrestling.
There you go, Sean.
Some people don't even make the argument if you're looking at your Hulk Hogan's, your Austin's.
All right, next spot coming over to David.
Then went on to be the biggest star in the world in terms of film in Hollywood, modern action.
2, 3, 4. Then the last 4 packs of this box will be for Brandon.
President of the United States. My gosh.
Brandon, excuse me.
He's just one of the most recognizable people on the planet. I'm sure he'll explain down the road.
You've got a finish it
what it was, and I'm sure
of Hook and Nick Wayne. Really cool on the lenticular there.
Track for years and years and years, but he's kind of a star screen to Rock's Megatron, you know. So I'm sure Brian will do some media where he puts something out there.
That's really cool. Shows the entire finishing move there.
Utmost respect for
Malachi Black right behind that on the foundational outlook.
We called him out for a one-on-one match. At any place, any time. Yes. Is there going to be a payoff on this?
Offer still stands. Offer still stands. And again, if he never comes back,
Got a Dustin Rhodes on the Upper Deck portraits and a Dante Martin on the Double or Nothing.
It was an honor to be part of his last outing. But what I learned physically in the ring, it shouldn't be his last outing. There's more. There's not just gas left in the tank. There might be multiple tanks. There's more, and I would like WWE Universe or Pro Wrestling fans. I'd like them to see that. I think there's a world where WWE.
Got a nice Brian Keith on the outburst, and a Here from the Start Nick Jackson, and a Jungle Jack Perry. And right behind that, we've got a Kyle Fletcher there on the base, flipped around.
That offer stands whenever.
In the behind the curtain documentary, Triple H talks about Royal Rumble before you win it. It must have been an awful day. What was that day like?
There's a group of people who were visiting and who kept coming on my bus.
All right, last pack here for you, David.
Hey, I need you guys to know what's about to happen. And
Got a Kill Switch Upper Deck portraits there. Serena Deb on the Dazzlers. You also got a Mariah May here.
Watch closely. After I went and I kind of like punched down over the mat, I am saying I'm sorry.
All right, out of those 4 packs, you got the Green Dazzlers, Jungle Jack Perry, Dante Martin on the Double or Nothing, and the finish it of Hook and Nick Wayne. Really nice lenticular card there.
I was as lost as I have ever been. Here I am, and you're talking about am I in character?
All right, and the last 4 packs of this one going over to Brendan. Here you go, Brendan. Good luck.
I've ever felt, but also I just want to that's a life-changing moment. How can you not appreciate that and enjoy it and feel it?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
And I kind of apologize to my colleagues who were around because I was forgetful. I was in the ring. I might have been a little forgetful, but I was also
Got a nice Penta there
trying my hardest
on the Pyro. And Edge, Adam Copeland on the Upper Deck canvas, as well as a Timeless Tony Storm on the Neon monikers.
I've never had this discussion with him. Do you know what's happening? But it was also, I freely would discuss it because the documentary's out there and everyone's told their story and all that. But I just, it was just a very tough day, and I have great relationships with some of the top brass at WWE. Really huge respect. And
You've got a 91 out of 199 Brian Keith here.
Also, I realize the burden, like I mentioned, this is the problem with being yourself. You can't not sell this. You can't not hide this. Like if you were playing, the astronaut.
Chris Statlander on the foundational outlook there.
In this case, I felt like I took it personally, and it was a nice reminder. If anybody who's not worked in management. I've done this. I should know that more than anybody. So I had to walk out of that room and not.
Got a total access there. Soraya. Then Will Ospreay on the double or nothing.
Yeah, knowing you're going to win the Rumble, but knowing you're not going to wrestle for that championship. Now it's yours. Now he's sitting here and you're the champion. What do you credit that to?
Well, I feel like I was going to eventually beat Roman for this title. I feel like that was something that.
All right, last pack here for you, Brendan.
Like I even said, maybe not at WrestleMania. The reason it's sitting here now, the reason it went through.
Got a Darby Allin on the canvas there, and a Mariah May on the backstage chatter.
Right? I told them, and now they know the truth. I told them that night on Raw.
All right, Brendan, for you, you've got the Will Ospreay on the double or nothing. You've got the Brian Keith out of 199 and the Penta on the Pyro.
Doing a lot for fans. To me, it's what you're supposed to do in general. You're supposed to give them everything you have. But it was one time where I kind of thought to myself, like, man, I'm trying to get that done. And I didn't.
All right, into our last box. The first 4 packs going to go over to Sean, then David. Then we finish off just how we started with 4 packs going over to Coda.
That'll last for, 2 hours, whatever it may be. And then by the time we got to that first Raw, after that moment, the crowd was doing what they were doing. That was just a magic thing. Like I said, it was the first time I felt like,
Empty box there. All right, here you go, Sean. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good luck.
I credit it all to pro wrestling fans. I mean, genuinely, they just all.
Got a foundational outlooks. Dustin Rhodes, Wardlow on the Dazzlers.
You did for WWE Magazine 2014. You're on the cover.
Nice.
Future of WWE. First of all, did you know that that's what the photo shoot was for?
Yeah. So we're in a V formation, right? They made Evan Bourne look bigger than me, which I always thought, oh, I don't love that. I was added last minute to that photo.
Got a tag team on the orange here out of 199. Going to be Matt Tavern and Mike Bennett. 121 out of 199.
But the actual cover shot,
Yeah.
it's just you on the cover, right?
Yeah, I got added. No.
Isn't there a cover?
No, there's one with the future WWE, and it's like DiBiase, Morris.
Got the neon monikers. Bryan Danielson.
Never got a standalone cover, I don't think.
And a Max Caster on the green Dazzlers.
I did have one with Ted Jr. that was on PWI, where they were debating on who was going to be next.
Maybe they just like cropped you so we can see this. I don't know. This sure looks like Cody Rhodes, the future of WWE.
All right, 2 more packs here for you, Sean.
This might be the cover. I think they were variants.
Okay, so one.
Got a Brian Keith here.
Also a famous cover where
And Dr. Britt Baker,
selected.
as well as Serena Deeb on the neon monikers.
And I was added last minute to that in a very hippie style. At the time, Ted Jr. No disrespect to him, that's all they were concerned about. I didn't even told them they were not trying to have a future champion. And then one time we went and did Conan O'Brien, and I got added last minute, and I remember the reasoning was, your Teddy's part.
Got a nice kill switch there. Sky blue on the canvas and a Penta on the UD portraits.
Situation like that, I didn't feel. I thought it was really cool. My mom has that magazine with all of us in the D formation.
All right, Sean, for your 4 packs, you got the Green Dazzler, Max Caster, and the tag teams out of 199, Matt Tavern and Mike Bennett. Congrats on those.
No, I didn't feel like the future of WWE at all. I felt.
All right, the next 4 packs going over to David, then the last 4 going over to Coda.
I feel like some days you think like, yeah, it is.
Good luck, David.
This is everywhere. Beat you down, where it changes. Where you start to say stuff like, oh, well, I'm okay just being
Got the total access here.
This is going to be one of those,
Then you've got a nice one.
it's going to sound mean.
How about a 20 out of 25, Bryan Danielson on the Outburst Red.
Interested in being world champion.
There you go. Nice one there.
Say something polite, move on. In my mind, I wanted to be like, get the F out. You are useless.
Congrats on that one, David.
This is a competitive industry. Maybe not competitive in the ways you see it. Maybe it's not the physical competition that it's presented as. Maybe there's other areas, but you should want the most. At least that's how my mindset is.
You don't want to be the best.
Yeah, like
No one goes to the Olympics and goes, I'd be okay with
Got a
this.
rush there. Matt Jackson on the portraits. And a Cash Wheeler on the double or nothing.
And just, I think I had, to a degree, gotten beaten down or beaten myself down to where I started to say things like, well, it's great.
There you go.
Well, it's this and that. And that's just, you know something's wrong when you start talking to yourself that way or talking to your friends. And I get it. Not everybody has a fairy tale ending. I get it. Sometimes hard
2 more packs for you.
pivots and deviates. I totally understand.
Don't know if I can beat that Bryan Danielson out of 25, but we shall try for you.
Be your biggest supporter. That's where you get in trouble.
This Crossroads, you-
Got a Swerve Strickland on the outburst there.
Is that the
Total Access Will Ospreay.
All I know about it is the kids train at the Monster Factory, which Danny Cage at the Monster Factory. I actually
Last pack here for you, David.
because my used to be best friend, now I'll say close friend.
And there you go. You got an Orange Cassidy auto.
was trained at the Monster Factory. And
Nice one there.
to the best spot.
right now,
Let me look really quick at the checklist. There are some autos that are listed as short prints or super short prints.
Wow. He's into bodybuilding now, and he's doing this show that's coming up, which I sent him a box of cookies. It's kind of like a, hey, don't blow it right before. So he's into bodybuilding, but so like Billy Gunn's become his guy. So Billy and I are at odds too.
Okay, that is just a
You know, Billy should-
normal base auto of Orange Cassidy, but still an epic one there.
If anything, that was a testament to the Monster.
Congrats on that
I
one.
can tell, depending by where somebody puts their hand.
And you've got a here from the start Hikaru Shida there.
And brother was.
And a Cash Wheeler on the Blue Dazzlers.
There's been a few, but like Ibushi was somebody. Kill yourself here, bro. You know, like you don't have to do it that way.
All right, David, for your packs, you had some stellar ones. Got an Orange Cassidy on the auto, Cash Wheeler on the double or nothing, and the Bryan Danielson 20 out of 25. There you go. Congrats on those.
Boom, boom, and then when we hit it, we
All right, last 4 packs here. Going over to Coda. Here you go, Coda. Good luck.
He was not one of the young guys that wanted to help me. Like we talked about how great Davari was to me.
Bryan Danielson and Kyle Fletcher there.
And I once gave him a Crossroads, and he somehow didn't bump. How was that boss? Turned his head and stood right back, like he never left his feet. So I fell, and he like did a little forehead on the mat, but was still on his feet. It's one of the most amazing feats of physicality. Defies physics, defies a lot of the logic and the laws. But I stood right up and ran at him. He hit me with what was called pay dirt, and didn't hook my leg.
How do you tell someone?
Got a portrait of Jay Lethal and a hook on the double or nothing.
A little leggy to the left, we go to the right. A little leggy to the left, we go to the right. I had a dude one time go the wrong way on it, and I screamed the F word in the ring, and I got fined $1,000. So I was like, all right, we'll just tell people in the future.
How similar is Cody Rhodes to Homelander?
Dude,
Pack number 3 here for you, Coda.
You're dressed a little.
so I love the boys. And I've loved it before it became this.
Just got into it.
Got a foundational outlook, Powerhouse Hobbs,
It's perfect.
Morrow Queen.
Because you're seeing takes on superheroes like Invincible and Guardians, and where you're seeing Deadpool, of course. You're seeing them in a different light, and The Boys was one of the first in terms of graphic novels that was doing something. Hey, that's cool, that Spider-Man comic. Check this out. I remember a guy literally explaining that to me.
All right, last pack of the breaks. Last pack for Coda. Good luck, Coda.
And their production is first class. What a production. The road is not based
Got a John Moxley on the backstage chatter for you.
on military.
All right. Coda for your 4 packs. Got a couple of double or nothings here. You got the Morrow Queen, Hook, and Kyle Fletcher. Nice ones there. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on with me on release day. Hope y'all have